What's going on, guys? I don't know why I didn't upload this video earlier. I don't know. I just haven't been getting into a groove yet. I'm trying to find my footing, but some people have been asking me how I got my 5-game winning streak, what deck did I use and all that. So I'm going to show you guys how I started the streak. This is the team that I was originally using, and then I actually made it way better throughout. I've won over 100 games during this event started, but this is the first deck that I started with, and it's still my main deck. I used the whole Froakie Greninja thingy-majig. Then we got Mew EX, we got a Marshadow, Hitmonchan, Farfetch'd. I now run it with 2 Marshadows, which is so much better. You got X-Speed, you got Pokeball, you got 2 Professor Research, 2 Sabrinas, and 2 Giovanni. So I have changed this, and now what I would say is I definitely would take 2 Marshadows. You don't need 2 Sabrinas. 1 Sabrina's enough in general. And yeah, let's go into our first ever game of this new event. I'm sorry, I think the event's about to end, but this deck should help you guys a ton. It should help you out so many ways. I didn't get it first try. I didn't even get a second try. I think I got a third try. We're gonna watch out some of the gameplay, some of the things, how this deck kind of plays. We'll just talk over it, kind of discuss. I want to know what you guys been using. I just really feel like this deck works so well overall, no matter what you're facing off against, because it's so versatile and it can literally counter so many different things. You're not relying on one thing to help you win. You're relying on so many other things, and it's a beautiful deck overall. Like, I really do think this is one of the best decks in the game. I wish I could show it to you guys live. Like, I've been absolutely steamrolling people with it, and honestly, it's as easy as it looks. It really is. You main focus is obviously just having 1 energy on Marshadow at all times, so you can have that revenge attack. The other thing is, if you know you're not going to get attacked to get destroyed or whatnot, I focus on building my Mew. And once your Mew is built up, you're pretty much golden. The reason I was not focused on Marshadow as heavy on this, because the only deck that really gives you problems is anything with poison. Because if you die due to poison, you actually don't get your revenge. Like, your revenge doesn't hit for 100. You need to die to an actual attack and not poison. So that's one of those things that throws you off. Now, the good thing is darkness is affected by fighting really well, so I do get a 20 boost on that alone. So right here, for example, I use my Geo and I'll be able to hit it for 70 anyway, so I do not have to worry. I know it's not hitting it for its max, but 70 is pretty solid, enough to take it out. Another thing that's really affected heavy that I always forget for whatever reason are lightning. So, like, for example, a Pikachu EX, which will face off a lot in this, one of the better decks in the game. You'll see me being able to knock out Pikachu EX at will. Right here, I'm kind of focusing up, trying to hit that Mew. He's not trying to back it out. So I'm like, yo, if I take out the Mew, I win right here. So that's where Hitmonchan, I was going to say something else, but Hitmonchan comes in handy. He's clutch. He does what he has to do. He takes out so many backlines, him and Farfetch. They're just really great pieces that do stuff, especially when you also have Greninja. Greninja can hit anybody for 20, and Greninja is beautiful. There's multiple times where I do get 2 Greninjas out at the same time, so now I'm hitting for 40 plus whatever else I have going on. So if I have a Farfetch'd out there or I have a Hitmonchan, imagine your bench getting hit for 70 and you're not even ready for it. And then the big part is Marshadow being able to hit for 130 catches people off guard. They're never ready for that. But what I mean by that, you guys will see it. But like right here, I already know, like, I don't know why he put his Mew out forward. He thought it was better than leaving Hitmonchan. But that's our first win. First win of the event. As soon as it dropped, I was hyped. I was like, let's go. We're going to get a 5 streak, nice and easy. I didn't realize that the one problem that we were gonna have doing this is that I didn't have 2 Marshadows, so sometimes I wasn't getting that second one out, so that was kind of hurting me. Plus, like, some decks like Misty, when you have a Misty deck, Misty can really just game change. That's one of the harder decks to really anticipate for. But if someone does high roll with Misty, you're probably gonna lose fast, so it won't affect you too much. Otherwise, most people will get tails. It's obviously luck based, so you don't have to worry about that. The XPs come up so clutch in so many situations where you're able to throw out a Farfetch to get initial damage. I think Farfetch was one of my favorite cards since I started. I started playing this game about a month and a half ago. As soon as I saw it hits for 40 with 1 energy, I was like, bro, why do people not use this card? That's like such a great offensive thing. It doesn't let you build. It makes you have to play retreat mode kind of early. So like, you're retreating, you're trying to do so many things. I think it makes other people have to think. Are they wasting potions early? You want people to waste potions early. Like right now, see, the guy just quit. He was like, I don't even know what to do. Like, you're not going to be able to build up whatever you're trying to do when Farfetch'd is one of the first cards out there. It's the same with Hitmonlee. Whenever I have either or, I kind of just come out punching you really, really fast. I've learned a lot about having Hitmonlee in the back and not throwing him out, like just keeping him in my hands. That's been something I'm learning to do, just not showing him early so people can not worry about him, and then I throw him out to take out the Magikarp in the back or to take out this and that. And it felt like right here I was gonna get a fast quit again. I feel like once I throw out a Marshadow, a lot of times people get worried and they're like, yo, he has Marshadow, like, bro, that's not fun. Like, you know, it really isn't. It's a really tough deck. But here we go. We're not losing yet, or not winning yet. We're going up against a Misty, which is perfect. We're just talking about that. And a lot of times they will get tails. There are very few occasions where someone will roll 2 or 3 straight heads and I'm just like, oh man, like I've played somebody second turn, their Gyarados was out and it's already max, and I'm like, bro, what do I do? You know what I mean? Because then I can't build Greninja to counter with my Marshadow. Like, it just puts you in a really bad spot. And right here, there's 2 different ways to go about it. You can retreat, put him on lead to take out his Floki in the back, but I'm like, bro, I'm chilling just like this because I'll just keep hitting with Farfetch. Now they're both at 20, and now they're in a bad spot. It's not like I'm worried about anything, even if they build and they end up quitting. So this was a perfect start. I got 3 straight wins once the event started, and I was like, bro, this is super easy. But I'm pretty sure that threw me off rhythm-wise. Like, I thought I was in a good rhythm. I thought we had this set. I was like, all right, chill. We're vibing. We're good. I'm going to get a 5 streak first time. Especially that this is my deck. Like, I run this deck often. It really is one of those decks that I really, really enjoy. But honestly, this is probably the only deck I really hate. Like, out of all the decks in the world, it's this one right here. Especially when I didn't go first, so I didn't even have an energy out on the field yet. So now I'm playing catch-up, right? And once someone has Staryu for whatever reason, like, Starmie's right there with it. I don't know why. Like, for some reason, you always draw both, especially when I play against it. Like, I've never played the opposite way. But, like, if this person, for example, doesn't have Starmie in their bench, I win this game easily. 100%. Like, easily. I'm about to hit it for 40, 50, whatever I want to do, you know? But it's just unfortunate. Like, I wish I had Geo instead of having a Professor Research there or whatever. Or maybe I did. I don't really remember. Let me actually go back just to double check that. And no, I didn't have Geo. The Professor Research got me that, right? It did. So now I'm just gonna have to sit here. I know Starmie's coming in, and now I'm in trouble, honestly, because now I don't have Mew ready. I don't have a Marshadow in my hand. He's red carding me, which kind of gives me an opportunity. I have a chance. If I pull a Marshadow right here, I know next turn I just can put 1 energy on it, and unfortunately I get absolutely nothing. So I already knew in this hand I pretty much lost. It was kind of going to be, I have to stall with Mew. Mew has to take a hit. It can tank for me just enough to hopefully, all I really needed was to draw a Marshadow. If I draw it, I put the energy on it, I'll X-speed out, give him Floki, and unfortunately it was just a bad start. Great luck by them, or great move. Just honestly, if you get Staryu, Starmie, you're kind of in trouble. That's what I was saying. So water decks are really the most OP in my opinion with a good Misty. They didn't even get a good Misty roll, and they still put this kind of energy or stuff on me. And it was just bad luck on my end. I drew so many cards and didn't get a single Marshadow. If 1 Marshadow, I win this game. That's it. Just 1. And I didn't even have to get it early. I could have got it next turn, for example. Like, it's just one of those things you can't control in a sense. But I really think against anything else, I don't lose to Celebi's. Pikachu EXs, a lot of people worry about them. Nope. I'm not going to lose to a lot of Mew decks. Mewtwo's, I mean. Mewtwo decks, like, they give people trouble 100%. But the reason they wouldn't for me is because I have a Mew. I have the Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee takes care of Gardevoir, like, early. We try to take care of that early. That's one of the things I try to do as soon as I have a chance. I'm out there trying to attack it, building my Greninja so I can attack it, so I can less energies out there. And then if I can get some damage, you'll see it. You'll see it. I think I showed pretty much everything so you guys can see it. Please let me know if you like this kind of video where it is just showing a lot of stuff. I'm going to try to get better at it, where I cut up a little bit more so you're not seeing all the little details of them putting in their stuff. I think that I could have avoided. Could have made this a lot faster of a video. But I like right now, this is where I knew I lost. I was like, damn, he had a Sabrina. GG's. I always clap up the GG's, and I'll take my loss. I mean, you could let him get the 2 points, but it's like, hey, I concede, you know. Here, I'll raise my flag. Congratulations. We take our L and we keep it pushing. We got to keep it pushing. I give him the thank you and all that, great battle, all that. And then we move on. We get our rewards. Great rewards throughout this one. I really like them all. I think you get so many great rewards. You have to try your best to win these things and get stuff done. Now, right here, you'll see I'm trying not to, whenever someone has a really good like Charmander deck or with Moltres and all that, I try to take out their Charmander early. I don't want them to get Charizard, especially if I don't have a Mew in the game. Once I have Mew in the game, it's perfectly fine because I'll build my Mew right back up to counter, right? If you have a Charizard, I have a Mew ready to go, I'm cooking you. So that's one of those really, really great things. But as long as I can continue hitting Charizards and all that, trying my best to defeat it in the back line, I'm usually good. I feel like some people are going to learn how to counter this, but it won't even matter by the time they do. We'll have so many new cards in the game that it will be irrelevant. But countering this is like, for example, when you have a deck like this, you need to build that Moltres actually faster out so you can start taking me out. You want to take out my Hitmonlee. You don't want my Hitmonlee sitting there for too long. But here, no Marshadow, no problem. Not too stressed because, like I said, I have Mew. But this person literally switched out, and it's a good time to do so because you have a chance without my Mew being ready to attack. It's not going to be able to attack right here, but it really was pointless in my opinion. I don't know why they thought that was a good move. Maybe because they wanted to keep their Charizard out there earlier, longer, something along those lines. Maybe they're not familiar with Mew's game. Maybe they're not. So I'm like, all right, let me Sabrina one more time. Now I'm gonna, if they put Moltres in, I can still hit that Charizard for 50. I'm putting too much energy on them. I know they're trying to keep Charizard out there, and that's what they decided to do, all right? They didn't even put Moltres out there to get themselves more fire energies. I feel like that could have been another big play. But regardless, I'm right here trying to go ahead and not even worrying about Charizard anymore. Now I want to get Moltres out of the way as much as possible because I can only hit it for 70 with my Mew, right? Mew can only counter your attack with your own attack. So if that's the highest it can hit for, that's where you have to worry. So I might have played that bad because I got rid of their Charizard from their starting position, but I couldn't hit with it till the next turn anyway. So maybe I shouldn't have done that. It's a really iffy call because I don't know what the other person's thinking if they're ready. And we see right here, they put Charizard in. They're not paying attention at all. They have no idea what my Mew's about to do to them. And they're basically giving me the win. So thank you so much. We appreciate games like this any day of the week. You guys got to be aware of your surroundings, what's going on against you, all that. I'm obviously going to use Greninja's attack to do what I have to do right here. And they finally realized that Mew came in and conceded. Maybe they just wanted 1 point and they were gonna lose regardless. Here we go against another beautiful deck. You guys see here, I'm gonna retreat and I'm gonna have some fun. This beat is sick. I love taking care of that bench. And I was gonna say, you know, I don't like cursing, but that's a nice little rhyme to it. We like taking care of that bench. I'm not worried right here. I don't care if you put in a Mewtwo. My Mew's already getting energy. And Greninja and Hitmonlee, nice duo. Underrated. I think they're really, really underrated. And once you put Marshadow in the mix, when I tell y'all Marshadow my favorite card in this game, y'all don't understand. It's such a beauty, such an amazing piece to a puzzle. Now the problem is when you have two Mews versing each other, like right now I have two Mews about to face off and absolutely nothing to do with it. I don't want him to be able to hit my Mew, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna backtrack a little and put in mine, so they face off together. The max they could do to each other is 20-20, so I'm perfectly okay with that. I can't even attack yet, and I'm just hopeful that this person eventually puts something in so I could put Hitmonlee back out, but they don't. So it's gonna be a battle of back and forth. We're literally just gonna be attacking each other back and forth for as long as we can go a little bit, and it's actually really fun when, or funny when that stuff happens, because what are you guys gonna do? You guys just gonna keep going back and forth, and this is perfect. This is where Sabrina comes in handy. I already know I won the game 100% once I seen that Mewtwo pop through, and I don't know if this person even has any idea what's about to happen. Should concede. I don't expect them to let me actually hit them, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my thing, because that's what we does out here. Big Sabrina play. big clutch time, give me 2 points on that. I love that Mew like doesn't need as many energies as the other thing. That's something I didn't even know. So Mew actually sucks against one thing and one thing only, and that is Pikachu. It does nothing against Pikachu EX because you need that same energy, but against everything else, we're perfectly good. We're chilling. We can actually hit it for so much. We can do so much. It's just a beautiful, beautiful hand. I'm trying to skip through a lot of this gameplay to not show you guys too much, but honestly, it's just water decks. Like I said, water decks over and over again that was causing issues, especially when they had a lot of things going for them. So it didn't really matter what kind of water deck we were facing off against. If they built it right, it was gonna cause me a little problems just because I didn't have 2 Marshadows. Once I got my second one, which I don't even in this video, like I got the 5 streak without it, but now when I'm playing, I really don't struggle at all. It's just not one of those things that matters too much, because with 2 Marshadows, you'll probably draw one early. The Pokeballs will look out for you. Your chances, your odds in a 20 hand deck is a lot better, and as long as you have one on your bench, you're looking okay no matter the circumstances, the outcome. Unless obviously they get their Gyarados really early with the Misty, or their Staryu is out really early. So this play right here is very smart by them. They got to make sure that they can keep their Magikarp out there in the back so they can put in their Gyarados. So that's a big time play by getting rid of my Hitmonlee early. I respect it. Now I'm going to take out Blastoise. It's not a Blastoise EX though, so they're not too worried that I'm getting 2 points, which is a really big time play that they're using it this way. I respect it a lot. I literally hat off to them because they put me in a bad situation. Plus, I haven't drawn a Greninja. See, if I would have got at least one Greninja here, I'm at least taking shots on that back line. I'm trying to put some pressure on, but it's hard to put pressure when you're not in a good situation, a good spot. And honestly, I can't wait to see with this new set dropping how water decks are going to be revamped. They're going to be a lot better in my opinion. I think Gyarados is going to be so unstoppable in certain situations. I also think psychic decks are going to be so much better. Like this deck might not be it moving forward, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. I wish we could tell how many wins we have with certain cards. I wish we could see little stats of that nature. I want to know how many games I won with Marshadow, how many points it has overall. I wish we could know little stats like that, because I know for a fact I've had so much fun with a set like this, 100%. And our opponent ended up quitting, honestly, because their Misties weren't good to them, so they had nothing on their Gyarados. But I would have stayed in there, because if he got Vaporeon and moved some energies or figured it out some way, I was going to have trouble beating it regardless. Yeah, I was going to build up Mew. I probably would have won that game 100%. But here, a situation like this where the Starmie's out early, I already know what's about to happen. We're about to get a big shot from Starmie, but my Marshadow is ready this time. See, that was the difference between the first time. I was not ready. It was really a bad spot, situation, all that. I have Giovanni ready to go, so I'm going to be able to take that out one shot. Most people that use water decks will never use blue, which is perfect for me, 100%. Right here you guys see we go ahead and put that in. We're gonna go ahead and put in Geo. I always need a bench. You need a bench just in case for whatever reason something gets knocked out. Not always though, because of Sabrina. Sabrina is something that also makes you wonder if you should put in certain things, but in a situation like this, I always want to be prepared. I want to be ready just in case, worst case scenarios. And I'm feeling good, feeling lucky. Especially when Staryu is out, Starmie, all that, Gyarados out. You gotta make sure you take care of the threats. That will lead to quits 100%. If you make people uncomfortable, make sure they're not able to do and work on certain things. And that's the beauty of this deck. It really does take very little energy to make it happen. Like very little. You'll see here, I'm about to go ahead and take out Marshadow. I have to take out Marshadow here because it does 100 damage, right? So I want to have it on that Golem. So I'm going to go ahead and X-Speed so I don't have to waste energy, so I can save those for the future. I have not pulled the evolution for Froakie, even though I have 2 Greninjas on the bench, which is a really bad play. It messes me up. But here is where you gotta just stay true to yourself, what I've been doing, which is attacking the lowest HP. Kind of gives me an advantage in that sense. I have not built Mew at all, so this is where it's going to be a problem. I have a 2-1 lead. I know me jumping around is not showing you guys enough, but I have a 2-1 lead, and the only way we're in a bad spot is if they have another Brock. to make me in a bad spot. Right now, we have everything working for us in our favor, in my opinion. I'm building Mew correctly, taking care of that back line as much as I can. He's going to destroy it right here, next play, and that's where Marshadow is going to come in, plus Greninja, and I'll be able to hit that for 120, but they do have the -30, so I'm going to be hitting it for 90, but if I use Giovanni, I'll be hitting it for 100. So all that stuff is coming to my head. I'm thinking about all that, all the stuff I'm gonna hit it for. He uses a Brock now, that's when he got it. So if you would have had it last turn, I think I would have been in a worse spot. But now I can build Mew pretty well. Mew's coming along, especially that I didn't waste that energy off Marshadow. That X speed was clutch. Sometimes you gotta think, should I use the energy or do I save it? Like, should I save that X speed or do I use it? Like, there's different scenarios for both. Now, I'm actually gonna end up Sabrina-ing here because I only need 1 point. And it's beautiful, actually. That Sabrina was so clutch when I thought about it and all that, because I was actually screwed. I was not going to be able to hit it for enough. I was, like, in my head at the moment, I knew I needed a Sabrina. And it came up so clutch. I don't even need to use Greninja's ability at all, because technically that Golem didn't do anything to me. So it won't have to take the -30 damage. It'll still hit it for 100. So I was good, guaranteed 100% there. So that was nice. Right here, we're going to Sabrina, hoping that I can do some damage against this person. And I might actually lose to this deck right here, because I did not get 5 in a row. We've been on a little winning streak, as you guys saw. Haven't had any trouble. Done putting in Gyarados here. And I don't know why I did that. That was actually one of the dumbest plays in my life. That Sabrina was such a bad call. I don't know what I was really looking for right there. I genuinely do not. I think my idea, right? Yeah, this was my idea. I remember now. I remember it very well. So I tried to do that and hoping that the Gyarados, like, damage, rampage, whatever, is going to destroy an energy. I was hoping it would destroy the energy off of Gyarados. And it actually destroyed it off of Marshadow, which screwed me over. I was winning this game otherwise. Yes, that was going to happen. I decided to play it off like that. I was like, let's go fast. This game kind of just started. It's hit or miss at this point. Whatever happens. I knew he was putting Gyarados in. It really just, if that energy went off, I would have won that game 100%. And at least if it didn't go off Marshadow, because Marshadow was going to take off Gyarados. You know what I mean? And now I put myself in the worst case scenario. If it would have taken energy off of Mew, I would have been good. If it would have taken it off Gyarados, I would have 100% won. Both ways I would have won. But when it took it off Marshadow, it really threw us off, messed us up big time. I still had a little chance here because of this play. But it really did mess us up. It really did. Thankfully, he couldn't potion. We did get rid of Gyarados right here. But we're not good. We're not good, especially if they have Misty. And now we're playing, like, it's tough. 2-2. We took Gyarados off the board, but he did take off Greninja. And now anything goes. He does have Greninja. So I know I have basically 2 turns to figure this out. Otherwise, they can do whatever they want. Because Greninja can hit me for 80 right here. If... like, as soon as it wants, right? As soon as it wants, it'll hit me for 80 with the 60 plus 20. So I'm like, oh man, we are screwed if certain situations happen. And I know he didn't use any Misties, and there it is right there. Big Misty, man, big Misty. I knew he had at least one more. Ah, that's tough. It's tough when situations like that happen. And you know you had it, and it just is what it is. That's how we lose. I concede, because tip a hat off to our opponent. Just got to keep it pushing. Got to keep it moving. It's a fast loss. It's honest. It's an honest loss. Maybe I could have played that differently. Maybe I didn't have to be so aggressive. 100%. But sometimes I like being aggressive just to make things happen. Get the ball rolling. Move it around. As you guys see here. Greninja to the 40 Ps. Knock out a Pokemon before you can even build up. That's my game plan, man. Stay attack mode. Stay aggressive. I'm going to start speeding this up a lot faster now. I think we've been going on for a long time. We saw that the streak hasn't been happening. So now it's time to show y'all how I got so much better without the second Marshadow still. I still haven't shown that. But once that second, I got it from a Wonder Pick. I was so blessed. So happy. I'm really happy. But y'all see, man. Y'all see, man. Just straight, just dominance. Dominance on all ends. Taking care of business. Knowing where to hit the 20 Ps. Where to use my Giovanni's, just little things like that. I said it before. I made a video on this deck. I think it's very insightful. You gotta think a lot and that's something beautiful about it. And y'all saw I didn't actually take out Weezing, but the reason I used my Greninja ability in the background is because I lost to a poison, like a poison killed me, so I knew I was gonna hit it for 100. Plus, I know they got Kojo or whatever, like a lot of times, a lot of Pokemon, a lot of people can actually backtrack their Pokemon, and it puts me in a bad situation, a bad spot, all that. So I didn't want that to happen, and that way I'm doing damage to the back line. I knew I had it next turn regardless. You know, that was like all the things, like I said, that go through my mind while I'm playing. I know when I'm good, when I'm not, when I'm chilling, and here we go. That's an easy win as well. They have nothing really working for them at this point. I know we're chilling no matter what happens here because they took that out, but I already got my Mew isolated to perfection, right? We worked on energies there. That's the biggest deal. So I get to hit it for the same amount of damage right back. Now, unfortunately for me, there was still not enough damage done. And I want to say huge kudos to this person. They played this out so perfectly. It was so beautifully done. If I would have Sabrina'd earlier and took care of business on this Pokemon sooner, I would have won. But unfortunately, I did not. And I deserve this loss. So kudos to our opponent here. I really thought I had it played out. Usually I'm very confident playing this game, but sometimes you shouldn't be that confident. Sometimes you should be thinking a lot of steps ahead, and this person made me realize that. I knew that in general, and I know that most of the time, but absolutely beautiful, beautiful play. The stalling that they did to make sure they had it for their Nidoking to come through, and their Nidoking is just gonna absolutely wreck me right here. I thought I was good until they used that Giovanni. So if you guys don't know, that's my weakness. So it hits me for an extra 20, and then the poison hit me for the last 10, and I was out. I thought I was good. I did the math when I seen it come in, and I was like, I'm good. And then he threw that Giovanni in, and I was like, wow, what a play. Restarted our whole streak. We have not played a single Pikachu yet. We haven't seen a lot of fire decks, but this is our 5-game winning streak right here. You guys get to watch it to perfection and see how it happened. Like I said, I did lose a couple times in the beginning, but now my deck seems amazing. I will show the final deck list at the end. You guys will be able to see that. Shout out to Farfetch getting us our first free win, where I'm like, all right, I'm taking this game seriously now. I'm not joking no more. I'm going straight 5-0. No talking, no problem, no nothing, all right? No nothing, just straight bang, bang, bang. We out here, no jokes, straight up, not letting them build nothing. You saw that they started putting on that Aerodactyl they were trying to work on back there. And I don't play that game, man. You don't play that. Shout out to Greninja, Hitmonlee, the real deal combo duo. You already know how we take care of business there. No matter what happens here, people just don't want it, especially, like I said, when you take out their main source. You know that a lot of people's main source is this or that, so make sure you focus on those things. This is actually, I kind of worked on a secondary deck where I threw in another Hitmonlee, another Farfetch, thinking that was really the move before I got my second Marshadow. So I thought that was kind of a play, and it like putting more Pokemon in so I could be a little bit more aggressive. And it turns out, as great as that is, and as nice as it is, and how aggressive it becomes, it makes me a lot more aggressive, making me able to knock out Pokemon like this and whatnot. It wasn't it, you know, it wasn't it. Like, there's a lot of key factors you got to think of with Marshadow, where you don't want to, for example, hit a Pokemon that can be evolved as much. Like, yes, you do, but if you have another one that can't be, like earlier in this one, I hit Farfetch'd instead of the Rattata, even though the Rattata might have like lower HP, but I know Rattata can be evolved. I want him to waste an energy, or not an energy, a potion. I want him to waste little things of that nature. Here, this is one of my favorite battles ever. This is one of the biggest plays of here. He has 2 Mewtwo's on the bench, and I go ahead and Sabrina to make sure one of them comes forward. It's a 1-1 game. I know this person was not ready, but thank you so much for allowing me to copy your move. Hit you for 150, baby. Mew is so OP, and that's the beauty of one energy. This deck is great because you can do it just like that. Now, I saved the last 2 games for last, pretty much. This actually worked out perfectly. Like, these were literally the last 2 games to 5 wins, and you couldn't have wrote them any better at all. They're literally perfection, in my opinion, how they're played out. I think it's very important that you always think of for example, if someone's Sabrina's, which Pokemon am I willing to give up? Are they gonna knock it out? Am I gonna be able to pull it back? Like, all those things you should think about prior, and if not, think about it as you move. Like right here, if they leave that Moltres out, I know I'm knocking it out next turn 100% if they didn't change anything. So I'm ready, I'm locked in, I'm like perfect. I put in Greninja, that's 20, Marshadow, another 100, that's 120, and I win this game. So all these things are going on in my mind all the time, which is why this deck I love. I felt like Celebi decks, I didn't have to think. It was just like kind of just playing, hoping the things flip right. I think Gyarados deck is kind of like that as well, where you're hoping on Misty, you're praying on it. Pikachu is pretty straightforward, not too much thinking. I think this deck, you can beat anyone because of how much you have to think. Like, if I mess up, I'm gonna lose because I messed up, not because of them being better than me. And here we go against a Pikachu EX, perfect deck to finish off against. And honestly, it's a tough one too, because Pikachu is built so quick. It's 2 energy, so you can build it so fast. And here I'm playing on a Marshadow. My only chance to beat these decks are Marshadow, and that's why having 2 of them in your hand or in your deck is so perfect and special, because it's a one-shot on a Marshadow, like straight up on a Pikachu EX. You don't have to worry too much. You don't have to think too much on that aspect of how am I gonna counter? How am I gonna do? So sometimes I overthink of where I should put my energy. Should I put it on Marshadow first? But no, you want to be an offensive minded person. You want to attack, make them have to overthink, see what they're gonna do. And I'm actually gonna play this game really bad. I actually did something really stupid, and you guys are gonna see it. As I got a Sabrina, so sometimes I overthink when I get Sabrina. Sometimes you use it at a wrong time, a wrong spot, but it's one of the best cards in the game. I think Sabrina is arguably the best supporter in the game. I think it's so special. We got our first energy on Marshadow. I waited. Usually I want to put it on fast, like I said, but as long as I know the other person can't take me out, I'll take my time with it. I won't panic. I won't do any of that stuff. And for some reason, this dude thought Zapdos was the move. He's building it. He doesn't want Pikachu, obviously, to come in for the Marshadow KO. He put a potion on it, which was really smart on them too. It makes it where I can't knock it out one shot. But this is where I decide it's time to be more offensive minded. Where am I going? A lot of times I use my Pokeballs too. I hope you guys are too, just to make sure there's less chances of pulling something from your deck. Like if you take a Pokemon out, now the next thing you want might be something that you need. You know what I mean? I always play out that. And here we go. This is the beauty of me trying. My goal was simple, and that was to hit Pikachu so he can try to put it in to try to do more damage. I don't know why I thought of it that way. Sometimes also I do forget that Marshadow is his weakness. Sometimes I forget that. But overall, I knew I had this game in the bag as soon as he wasn't even trying to put energy on Pikachu. That's when I knew I was good. My main goal now was to make sure that Pokemon, if it comes in, the spider that hits you for 70 and wraps you up, that I'm ready for it. That's one of those things that is definitely hard when it makes you not able to retreat. That ability is overpowered in general, but they knocked out my Farfetch, so I knew I was gonna hit for 100. At least I was gonna do damage. But if I would have originally used my Greninja ability on Zapdos there, I could have got 4 points right here. I would have hit Zapdos. That there would have knocked it out, and this would have knocked out Pikachu. But for whatever reason, I decided not to do that, and it never happens again. Like, now I'm smarter. I'll never make that mistake. But I hope you guys enjoy this a lot. I really hope you do. I get so many quits with this deck. It's just so much fun. It's so enjoyable. Nothing I would trade with for like Marshadow in the world. I love Marshadow so much. Best card in the game. Shout out to Marshadow, and thank you for helping us get this 5-game winning streak. So now that this is over, I'm gonna go ahead and put on the screen the full lineup that I use now that literally wins pretty much every game I play, so you guys can see that. And I hope you guys took care of this win streak, because it got us so many things. Whether it was Stardust, whether it was this item, that item, we were just getting things over and over again, and I'm stacking up for the new deal. Love you guys, enjoy, and peace.